Hello everyone, in this video I'll be looking at K2 or the South Node in the 5th house of your chart, Rahu or the North Node in the 11th house of your chart. At the end I will also be giving you very important indications for the Dasha periods of these two shadow planets. Let's get started. So looking at this axis as a whole, K2 or the South Node in your 5th house gives you past karmas that are positively brought forward into this incarnation. Rahu or the North Node in your 11th house is an excellent placement for material gains and for taking off in a new direction, which will actually take you to even greater heights. But there is a twist to it. You need to be very clear that some of your past habits and some of your past influences need to be left behind in order to access the positive aspects of this North Node Rahu here. So let's explore what that will be, starting with K2 in the 5th house. So let's consider K2 in the 5th house of your chart and what the implications are. K2 indicates your past life karmas, and the 5th house is your past life good karmas. This has an important implication. You are bringing with you many talents, many sense of achievement from your past life, and in your subconscious mind you are aware that you have all that is needed to be successful. This can give you a very strong ego, a very strong sense of self-worth, all very positive things. You like attention on yourself, however. You hate to be ignored. I've seen this a lot. You really have a lot to give, but you tend to push a little bit too much. You are very ambitious, very focused. What's going to happen in certain areas of your life? First of all, children. Children are important to you, but they can be disappointing to you. Lots of scenarios can happen, and we need to see the other grahas, and you know, we need to have far more detail. But here is the general thing. K2 in your 5th house gives you an expectation of wanting more from your kids than they can probably give you. One child may disappoint you. There may be a loss in relation to children. This can be many forms. There may be things like abortion, there may be things like miscarriages, there may be an inability to conceive, possibly. But the main thing is, in the normal course of events, that you expect a lot from your kids and it just can't be fulfilled. You think that being a parent will be a lot more fun or a lot more pleasurable than actually how it turns out to be. There can also be, and I've actually seen this, something hidden around your children. I've seen one chart where a man had a child who was living next to him all his life in the same area, but he didn't actually know that she was his daughter. That can happen, hidden aspects. Now, what about your education? This is a house of education. K2 may give a few breaks in your education. This is because, in a way, you have got a very strong sense of your own intelligence. You are very intelligent. And again, you will expect so much from your education that it may let you down in some way. And you may be very impatient with your tutors and so on, and you just often find that you're on the wrong course, all sorts of scenarios where you have to take a break from your education in some way, or you become dissatisfied with your education. But here's the main thing: you have the focus necessary to succeed. It doesn't really matter what happens to your education, you still make up for lost time with your own effort. That's the key thing. You are very ambitious. You are forging ahead at all times. And here's the key to your success in life. You demand a lot of self-focus. You like to be in the limelight. You love to have the spotlight on yourself. If you really think about it, you do enjoy that. And therefore, you may find yourself sort of gravitating towards such areas as drama, theatre, movies. They can be good for you, but only if you are doing it for not self-fame. That's a bit of a really strange thing, isn't it? Because automatically these areas do, sort of give you fame, but for you with this particular K2, It's a default thing that every time you are really focusing on your success, your fame, me, it will absolutely let you down. However, every time you focus on the opposite house, on that feeling of serving society, serving the greater good, serving a cause or some sort of organization, having a political focus to your work, that would absolutely be one way. Then when you've got that, you can find that success. Okay, because in this lifetime, you are absolutely moving away from a self-centered lives. Well, yes, you've been successful and you've been the center of admiration and lots of attention, to a more selfless life in which you are giving to society of your talents, and that is what is going to satisfy you in this lifetime. So, very ambitious, very sort of clever person, but you are, at the negative side, it has to say you're a bit sort of grasping about things, a bit sort of greedy at times. You have to move out from your center, thinking about self. That's the big karma here. And it's not a bad thing in a way, okay, because it propels you to great success, but it will let you down at some point. There will be huge disappointments if you don't take that focus off yourself and find a larger cause, a larger political perhaps, or social cause, or moral cause, or spiritual cause, even better, that you can push yourself towards. It's the greater good of mankind. That is your mission in this life, not to have the selfishness of your own sort of glory. Okay, so it's about doing things for the greater good, not for your own glory. Now let's look at some specific karmas that we may find in the 11th house. Let's go. So let's focus in on Rahu in your 11th house. This is the house of society, the house of the greater good, the house of politics, the house of clubs and organizations and spiritual organizations, not just politics. This is the house of gains in life, where you gain all the results of your career. Therefore, you are going to have great gains in your career, in your work, if you focus in the right way. You are here to become a public servant of some sort. You are here to have a mission. It's really important. You need to have something that you care about, that fascinates you, and that you feel deeply about. Very often that can be political, but it doesn't have to be political. It can be social good. It can be moral good, but you are not working for yourself. You are putting all your efforts into this mission. You need a mission, and you absolutely need to lose your sense of self as you go along with this mission. And if you do that, all of your personal desires disappear and you gain enormous energy. The more you focus on other people, the greater your energy will be. So what you have to do is you have to find your mission in life. So you need to look at that sign involved and look where the Lord has gone. That will help you to find the clue. And look in the D10 chart also for where Rahu is, and maybe also D9. That's going to help you find your mission in life, what you are here to do. Yes, you can be greedy, you can be very impatient, you can really want to get things overnight, but you know how to work hard. It's a very hard working placement. You've just got to get that focus. If you don't have the focus on yourself, if you don't have the focus on the outer goals of society, you will refocus on yourself and go down the route of endless wasting time, wasting your time on sports, hobbies, creative activities that really don't go anywhere, or even romance. You do have a default of an interest in romance as a pleasurable activity, as almost like a pastime, and it won't fulfill you. Very often romance as a short-term thing rather than like a marriage, that's a completely different thing. Okay, commitment. But short-term romances, fun and games, courtship, they will often let you down, okay, because you expect too much of them. Okay, so it's about coming to a state of responsibility, because there is an element with this axis of having a life of luxury many lifetimes in which you didn't have a lot of responsibility. So it's about taking responsibility for other people and taking responsibility for doing what you can for the greater good. And if you do that and you use your sense of intelligence, mastery, talent, and you have huge talents for the service of the absolute good of society, you will get enormous gains, great gains, more than you could ever imagine. It's a very successful Rahu. And that's because Rahu here knows how to defeat the competition. Rahu knows how to defeat anybody. So you could be you could be like a politician who knows how to defeat at every election all your rivals. You could be the head of an organization doing great good, and you can find a way to make more money, more charity money, all the sort of things that actually makes it a very empowered organization. You can rise to the top in life. You need the support of other grahas, but you do have the impetus here. And this is because of your past karmas, because the fifth house is your past good karmas, and they are now relaying into this 11th house Rahu. But as I say, it's a fine line between fame, doing things for the public good, and becoming immersed in your own glory. As soon as you get to that, standing in the mirror, I'm a great guy, I'm a great girl, I'm superb, things take a bad turn. So, not to lecture here, but just to help you to move forward in the best way. Now, let's have a look at the Dasha periods of this fantastic axis here. Let's go with K2 first and then on to Rahu. So, when we are in our K2 Dasha and it's a fifth house K2, these are the sort of things you may find happen. Now, is it better to have this earlier or maybe later in life? Hard to say. It could work out both ways, but if you have it earlier, it's best to get it over and done with, because there will be some sense of loss which you have to work through. But ultimately, this K2 Dasha brings you into the focus of your Rahu. How does it work? What you'll be finding is that you get into all sorts of pleasurable activities when you get into K2 fifth house. You can easily be distracted. You may give up your education. You may have some issues with your children if you do have them then. But you easily get distracted into escapism during this particular dasha. It's a very short dasha, but this is what can happen. You become very self-focused on yourself, on your own well-being, and you lose your focus on other people. That can bring negativity to you. There may be some sort of conflict with your father or for yourself as a father. If you're like a male with this particular placement, it can work either way. It's funny like that. Here's the thing though, you are finding out what your goals are during this dasha, but you are being deflected away from them. That's the thing to keep in mind. There may be foreign interests also, there may be engagement with spiritual goals, but they let you down. Because it's your K2 involved, they let you down. It's a dasha of exploration, finding yourself, finding what your talents are, exploring all sorts of new areas maybe that are fifth house orientated. There can be a very special romance in this time that does not work out as you would like it to, does not have the required result. And that can be disappointing to you, but don't be. It is a past life connection and it was not meant to pan out if it doesn't pan out, okay? There can be lots of disappointments in this dasha because you are bringing up all the past life experiences that were so positive then but don't work out so well in this incarnation. On the good side of your K2 dasha, you will find out who you are as a person and what you are good at doing. So really earlier on in life, probably better than later on in life, to get this over with and to reorientate you onto your right path. Now let's focus on your Rahu dasha. So when you come to Rahu Dasha and 11th house Rahu Dasha, you have the power to achieve your goals. There's no doubt about it. You will find that siblings, all of a sudden, who didn't help you before, help you. That you gain skills that you need to focus on your goals. You are helped from all quarters. The 7th house here means people in general help you. Marriage partners support you. But here's the point. If you find that you have other grahas here, that can slightly shift the balance, and you need to consider who they are. Marriage partners, yes, will support you, but if they don't support your goals, this can change the whole marriage itself. Marriage is crucial to you now. Support from siblings, support from other people is what makes you move forward in life. You are using the support of other people to attain your goals. It's a very people orientated dasha. It's a very active dasha too. So if there are any conflicts with your siblings or maybe with your spouse, they will come to a head now. They will explode now. That's because you are now focused on your mission in this life, and you have to achieve this mission. And if you're not finding support here, then there may be some breaks in these areas. Okay, sibling and your marriage. But hopefully not, okay, because Rahu is such a positive influence in your life that you will attract the right partners and you will attract the right help from your siblings and society at large. This house also indicates communication skills. It indicates the internet. It indicates all areas of short distance travel where you are multitasking and getting new networks. It's a very networking time. So, strong networking, strong support from other people, new skills up and coming, maybe marriage, maybe a lot of short distance travel. But really, the ultimate goal of it all is finding your mission in life. What I've been discussing in this axis. You are here to achieve a mission. You are here to serve society in some way. It doesn't have to be as a big gun person, but in your own small way, this is what will absolutely multiply your gains. So you should have a huge increase in your income. You should have more ways in which to benefit yourself through your income, and your life just opens up. So it's a very positive dasha. The only negative thing is if you go to this Ketu time again, and particularly Rahu Ketu, right in the middle of the dasha becomes crucial for you. Watch out for that time. Okay, watch out for that feeling that you're going to have a bit of wasting time on sports and pleasure, romance, all sorts of things that don't take you. Marriage is fine, short-term romances, not good. Having affairs, stuff like that. Anything underhand, don't go there. But generally speaking, you are, as I say, moving towards a prominent position where you serve society. And this is your dasha to find that mission and to find your actual place in the sun. Okay, I hope that was useful for you. If you like this, thumbs up and sub to my channel. Starting out again, coming up soon, Rahu in the 10th house and Ketu in the 4th house. Okay, goodbye for now.